The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Which players and what stood out in the Jets' performance against the Miami Dolphins? Andrew Fialkow, our film guru, joins us in his weekly spot to break it all down. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started. Man. This is the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everybody. Hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. It's easy and free to do both. Thank you to everyone who tuned in to the Robbie Sabo episode this morning. We couldn't do it live because StreamYard wasn't working, but we're back to normal now. We'll take calls on the show. We'll get to your super chats, and a little bit later, we will be announcing who's going to win the Big Q jersey that I have right here, number 95, Quinnen Williams. We're doing a jersey giveaway after the film review with Andrew Fialkow. I miscounted, so we have 117 entries in this giveaway. If you don't win the jersey, second and third place will win an item of your choice from the Jake Asman merch store. So make sure you check that out to find out if you won. Get your merch, by the way, at jakeasman.com. Joining us right now is the great Andrew Fialkow of JetsXFactor.com. Andrew, only 4 more games you have to watch, and you and I were just talking about this off air. This one coming up might be the last chance you get to potentially do an episode of the show following a win this season.
Yeah, did not think we'd be saying that in December, but yeah, I think that I'm worried. Like I was telling you pre-show also, like I don't root for wins or losses at this point. I think there's a lot better football to be watched for all Jet fans on Sundays. So I really rewatched the entire game like on the All-22. I forgot a bunch of stuff that happened, but I don't even think it was that bad of a game. Like I think Rodgers played pretty well. The defense, they didn't. I mean, Rodgers, the last time they had the ball, they scored and then they got a field goal and they didn't get the ball back. The Dolphins made like a 57-yarder and then they scored right away in overtime. So tough game, but I don't know. Like if they won, how would I feel? Not any different. They lost, how would I feel? Not different. They're 0-7 now in one-score games this season, which is quite a stat, but it's nothing surprising. So
my thing would have been if they won, be happy. It wouldn't feel as great as if, a game they won that actually mattered. I would have been happy to stick it to the Dolphins and essentially, end their playoff opportunities, but they're not going anywhere either. And it's just infuriating they lost, but it doesn't sting as much when you've accepted the fact the season's been cooked already for weeks. Here's a look at the Tankathon standings. This is what it's all about at this point. Following the Bengals win last night, you see the Jets remain at 7, but it actually is important for the Bengals to move away from the Jets because if they finish tied based on the draft tiebreaker scenario, Cincinnati would be ahead of the Jets. So if the Jets win one more game, which they might this week, and they had the same record as the Bengals, Cincy would pick in front of them. You don't have to worry about that. Now I doubt the Jets are winning 2 more games, but hey, here are the standings, and it's crazy. In a year in which the Jets are 3-10, look at the amount of bad football teams that would still be picking in front of them. It's astonishing.
Yeah. So Field Yates, the ESPN guy, tweeted that the Jets are picking 6th and that the Titans are picking 7th.
So you're saying Tankathon is wrong?
I think that it's wrong. I've seen that it's been wrong before. So I think we have the 6th pick right now.
Do I trust a guy named Field or do I trust the
You know,
tankathon.com website?
you know him. You know Field Yates.
No, I do know him. He's been
Yeah,
on the show before, but his name is Field. Do I trust Field versus Tankathon? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what strength of schedule tiebreakers are involved, but everything is the same. Now I'm looking at the tweet. It's Giants, Raiders, Pats, Panthers, Browns, Jets, Titans. Oh, so it's not even close to the same. In his tweet, the Browns are the 5th pick, and that they're the 8th. So a huge difference. I don't know.
Field versus Tankathon.
Someone in the chat's gonna have to let us know.
Ladies and gentlemen, controversy with the draft order. Good thing there's still 4 games to go. We got a lot to get into here. If you're watching, hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel and check out the episode, as I mentioned before, with Robbie Sabo if you want more insight on the latest with the Jets. But Andrew, I want to get right into the film. We don't have a ton this week, but we will highlight the offense functioning and what went wrong on the Jets' last possession where they had a chance to maybe win the game and not even put it in the hands of this awful defense. So we got a lot to cover. Whenever you're ready, we will go through it as Andrew will screen share if you're new to the show, and he'll break it down in real time for us going through the All-22. So without further ado, Andrew, we now can see your screen. Take it away.
All righty. Weirdly today, don't even ask why, but I guess I was on my email when you emailed me the link, and I somehow got back to the training camp highlights. I watched like 13 minutes of the training camp from the green and white scrimmage. And just the only reason I'm saying that is because this was a play they ran in it that Rodgers hit Garrett. And then obviously this one was incomplete. This is just something from early in the game. I know Rodgers played pretty well. There's just like weird misses continuously now for the whole year and things like this that just don't really make much sense. So my notes for this, I was just saying that it feels like Downing has actually done a pretty decent job, in my opinion. I don't think he's going to be considered to come back. Again, I know him and Vrabel, if we were to hire Vrabel, have some ties, but I don't think he's going to be considered to come back. But I actually do think Downing has done a pretty good job since he's been promoted as OC. So I just wanted to put that out there. What I like here about the play call, power play pass. So what that means, power action. So the Jets have ran power a bunch where ABT is pulling here. It's just one back power, one puller power, down block is what it should be. I didn't really look at what the run blocking was. And you play action it. I know Lazard goes in motion. I think Devontae just runs a little sail, flag, corner, whatever you want to call it. And Garrett's just on a five-step spray out, and nothing wrong with Rodgers' footwork. So here you see ABT pulling. So the linebackers are going to come up. This linebacker triggers up for the run. And Garrett, I mean, this is made to order. Like this DB, I think that's Jalen Ramsey, is playing 10 yards off the ball. So when you get free access like this in the NFL, it's as easy of a completion. It's 7-on-7 drill, high school, college level, as easy as it gets. 5-step drop. Look at this. Ball's coming out right away. Good anticipation throw. Garrett's not out of his break yet. You don't really even need to. This is not like a tight window throw or anything. It's Jalen Ramsey's 6 yards off the ball. And at this point, I think that's Kader Koh who is just pushing this off. So it looks like they're in some sort of quarters. So quarter, with 2 receivers to the boundary side.
We just lost your screen share, Andrew. I don't know if you hit something.
Oh, no.
We see you, but we don't see the play.
Okay. Let me reshare.
Kind of a microcosm of the Jet season. Even the film reviews don't work.
Yep.
This was on the opening drive, too, and I remember thinking, oh, God, it's going to be one of those days because they already were trailing at this point, right? Miami went right down the field. They scored, and I'm like, oh, no, he's going to be missing easy layups like this one. But, yeah, to your point, and we'll talk more about it. Rodgers did play well, but this was early on in the game, and I'm like, oh, God.
Yep. Yeah. Can you see it now?
I do see it. Yep, you're good to go.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of feeling as I was barely watching it, I saw this. I was like, okay. But like I was saying, you can't get something made to order in the NFL better than this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Break from Garrett. Ball's coming out. Perfect timing. Give him a chance to get some yards after the catch. And this glare is horrific. But, I mean, he just misses him. And then my trained eye thinks to myself, okay, is there something wrong with Garrett's route depth, where Rodgers thinks he is? But no, because look at Rodgers, right? Okay, so everyone keying on Rodgers. Rodgers, right when he throws the ball, The ball hasn't landed yet, and he's looking down at the ground. He's like, what? This is, if you want to talk about a picture for the Jets season, ball has not hit the ground yet, and Aaron Rodgers is looking down at the ground, not looking at where he threw the ball. He's like, there's just no way. So I saw that in film. I was like, did he think he hit his hand? Did he hurt his hand? No. He's just looking down like, there's just no way I just missed that throw. And he's just in disgust. I mean, look, man, I could put a lot of guys out there with this pass protection, how quickly – this is no drop back. It's play fake, 2 steps, 1 hitch, ball out. It's pitch and catch. And Rodgers looking – that's the funniest part of it to me is like the ball is in the air and Rodgers is looking forward. Like, what just went wrong? And yeah, he just misses Garrett on an easy one. And I know that Garrett had a great game. I'm just saying, 114 yards. It really felt like it could have been 150, 175, like easy. And that's how we felt a lot this year. There's just a lot. Again, I don't know what. Right after he throws it, you can see. I don't know what he's like. It's moving, but he like puts his head down. Weird, but. Yep, spray miss, not a good miss.
You're making Mr. Bonesy, who's a Rodgers truther, very sad. He goes, okay, he missed a throw, LOL, next.
So I'm just here to show the film, Bonesy. I'm sorry about that, brother. But yeah, I know he missed the throw. I'm just saying it's not a one-off. He's been missing throws. Oh, wait, I don't want this to be the second one. Hold up. He's been missing throws a lot. Let's get to something good. So this was one of my favorite reps probably from Rodgers and Garrett the entire season. Like this is A+ rep from Garrett, absolutely A+, and it's because I'm really into the nuances of route running, wide receivers, quarterbacks, in the sense of like timing, but also what Garrett does here is really good. So 4th and 4, hell yeah, Ulbrich, let's go for it. I mean, I feel like okay. There's a point in the game I saw on the All-22. I think it was 20-15, and the Dolphins went offside on an extra point, and we kicked the extra point and made it. In my opinion, you accept the penalty and you go get 1 yard and make it a 7-point game. But that Jake, if you were watching the game intently, I wasn't, so I don't know what the situation was. But why didn't we go for it?
100%. I mean, also, it's like, look at your record. Just go for it. You got nothing to lose.
Yeah. So go. I don't know, man. I'm always in the boat of if you need 1 yard, go and get it. And especially they went offside, so you get half the distance to the goal. You accept the penalty, and you go and try and make it a 7-point game. But anywho, I don't remember what point in the game this was, but it was 4th and 4. You get what you want. I think Conklin's going to come out on this motion here. I'll just run it quickly. Yep. Conklin out in motion. Dolphins really didn't disguise their coverage here at all. So this is easy. It should be for Garrett and Rodgers on an over-the-field route. But if I go quickly, the Jets screwed up this stunt up front. Titman and AVT get off balance. Whoever that was did a great job picking both of them. Calais Campbell down the middle, looking into the shotgun barrel here for Rodgers, sticking in there like I've wanted him to do all year. Take the hit, deliver a perfect ball. That's all I've wanted from Rodgers, man, the whole year. And I know the health has been a concern for him, and he's trying to get the ball out quick. But look, you need plays like this where you got a guy open and hey, man, like your protection up front didn't hold up at all. They had a great stunt, but you got to deliver the ball, and he did a great job here. So what we have and what's important, Conklin's going to motion out. Number 6 motions with him, so Rodgers knows, boom, right away, that's man-to-man. What you would normally see in my eyes on a 4th and 4 when the sticks are right here, not 2-man. So 2-man is man coverage across the board with 2 safeties in the deep halves of the field. I would probably run something myself like 1 rat or 1 hole where there would be a hole player coming down that would probably poach the route from Garrett. That doesn't happen. As you see when they snap the ball, Conklin in motion, guy motions with him, man coverage indicator. Both safeties get depth at the snap, and Garrett just runs a slant over the middle and beats Ramsey. I really wanted to talk about Garrett. One great job after the catch. Really, really happy he had a good game. Really nuanced here. Ramsey's in press coverage. You're going to just see slowly if you watch Garrett. Takes that one rocker that way. Explodes off his outside foot. Ramsey goes to press here and watch his little swim move. Yep, little subtle things that make receivers really good. This little swim, can't press me. That's it. And then it's it right there. That's a win. It's over right there. I'm just saying it's so simple sometimes, and it's not simple in the sense of like that was a huge Ramsey went to go press him. He's off balance because he beautiful rocker step explode off the outside foot, go to press him, try and get him off the route. Nope, I'm going to swim move my outside arm and then know that it's 2-man so I could take this upfield, and Rodgers hits him with a perfect ball. Garrett, you know what he could do after the catch. 22 yards after the catch, A+ rep for Garrett. Why I love him so much, man. He's what this team should be all about in every way.
He's the guy, the next GM, I should say, one of the first moves you should make is extending him, sending a message to the locker room. Garrett's here. He put the C on the chest next year. I mean, this guy does it the right way. And like his explosiveness there, he looks like a point guard crossing up a defender there with that move.
Good point. I mean, we know he loves these like herky-jerky moves, and they work. I mean, he just turns Jordan Poyer around here. I don't know what Jordan Poyer is. Jordan Poyer is like looking to the sideline here, the safety. I don't know what. God knows what that is because the guy with the ball is right in front of you, bud. But anywho, tries to split that. Ramsey gets the tackle 22 yards after the catch. Big kudos again to Rodgers here, just watching him take this in because this is a hell of a rep to stand in, take the hit, deliver a perfect ball that allows Garrett to get yards after the catch. Man, just watching clips that are positive like this between these two, you really just wish that it was a better year, but it is what it is, man.
This is what we thought we'd be watching basically every week. That Garrett would have like a Pro Bowl, all-pro level season. He's still having a very good statistical year. I mean, he's going to go over 1,000 yards and probably finish with 100 catches. But there's so many yards out there, as you'll continue to show, and we've shown all year, that have just been left there. Just they could get him the ball or just target him more in key spots. Yeah,
I mean, it's crazy to even think that he's going to probably finish. I think he's at like 870 or something. He's going to finish, in my eyes, with at least 1,100. This could have been an easy 1,500 year for him, man. Easy. If you guys want to go back to I'll go on Jet X Factor and go through my film reviews or any of the film reviews I do with Jake, man. There's 400 to 500 yards left on the field. So I'll run this play fully. I know Garrett actually posted this on like his burner Instagram account, which was funny. And I know people were saying like, oh, this could have been a touchdown. And I kind of agree. I kind of agree. I mean, when I was watching this live, I was like, is Garrett inbounds? Because he was scaling the sideline for like 8 steps, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I didn't even know if he caught this in bounds. But anywho, if anyone out there watches the film, the Jets ran this exact play earlier in the game and they had Garrett, I thought, and they didn't throw it. So I think this was right out of the third quarter. Let's see what you got here. It's a vertical play action concept against some sort of 3 deep coverage with the 2 primary receivers to the field side because the ball's on the left hash. So more space is what that means. Tay's going to run a post, so a deep post that's going to occupy these 2 safeties because this safety is going to probably key in on Devontae. So it occupies him, leaves Garrett one-on-one. Disgusting out and up from Garrett, especially with such little room to the sideline. It's so good that Ramsey falls down. And again, we'll watch it. And I would prefer Rodgers to lead him upfield more because it does feel like this could have been a touchdown. But again, you're going to do a good job here. Something I wish the Jets did more for Rodgers is run play action and let him roll out and get off the launch spot a bit. Like all the whole line blocks down. Perfect. So you get him all free to himself, like a little rollout. Here's Garrett up here. This is what we really need to be watching. Up here, again, what Ramsey could be thinking, him breaking out this close to the sideline, I don't know. But anywho, Ramsey's in trail technique, thinks Garrett's going to stop, almost tears his Achilles and falls down trying to tackle him, and Garrett cooks him. Now, right here, you could be a screenshot hero and just say, throw it out a little because this safety's hips are this way. And I don't know. I kind of agree. But I don't know, man. It's a completion either way. This could have been a touchdown, it feels like, definitely. But a completion either way. I think Rodgers, did he set his feet? No, he didn't even. He doesn't really like doing that anyway. Doesn't set his feet.
Still has the arm.
Oh, yeah. Arms never leave him. But barely. Garrett is barely in bounds. Like 1, 2, barely. And, there's a lot of room. There's a lot. The safeties – you don't want to like chance it and give him a hospital ball. I'm guessing if Rodgers wanted this one back, would want this one back to kind of try and throw it even to the defender in the sideline. So Garrett has some room. Again, it's so zoomed out here, but he's almost at the near hash. So you have room here, like inside the numbers, to try and lead him upfield. But anywho, great play, good concept. Garrett just being a stud like usual. And when I saw Ramsey on tape, I didn't see it on the live thing. So I was like, good God. Because, I mean, just watch Jalen Ramsey one more time. It's a tough rep. I wrote on Twitter that in the positional meetings, he's not going to be hearing. He's going to be hearing it about that one. So good rep from Garrett.
What did you think of Devontae Adams' performance on film before you get to the next play you got? Because I think there's an interesting conversation to be had with or without Rodgers. Do you maybe bring Devontae back if he's willing to come back? Because you need a number 2 receiver. If you're going to cut Lazard, right now you have Garrett Wilson, Devontae, and that's it. And if you let Devontae go with Lazard, then you need probably 2 receivers because Corley's not ready to step into a role. He barely plays. Xavier Gibson's just a guy. Like they need wide receivers.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I just don't think I don't anticipate him wanting to stay. But I mean, I think he had a great game on Sunday. I think him and Rodgers still have a ton of chemistry. I think Rodgers, to a fault, sometimes looks at him, and this is the last play that I have for the offense. But you make a good point, man. After Garrett, what do we have left really at receiver going into next year with giving up? Lazard's going to be gone, I assume, and there's just no chance whatever it is next year you go into it with your 3 wide receiver package being Garrett, Gibson, and Corley. So something's going to happen. Either you retain Tay.
Would you retain Lazard potentially? But I probably wouldn't because we saw what he's like without Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. It's not like Devontae where we know he could be extremely successful without him as quarterback. Like I got no reason to retain Lazard. Maybe you draft a guy, maybe you sign a guy. I mean, man, it's going to be a huge discussion, but just the direction this new GM takes the team in, it's going to be interesting to see. I kind of lean that whatever Rodgers is going to do is what Devontae is going to do. Not retire, obviously, but if Rodgers is gone, I think Devontae will go somewhere else also.
Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button if you're tuning in. We got more plays to break down. I want to shout out the Peter Castro for becoming an official Asmaniac right here on YouTube. We got our giveaway coming up. But if you want in on the next giveaway for the Braylon Allen jersey, now's the time, baby. Gift the membership or do it the old-fashioned way.
It's the Asmaniac membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive 1 ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
In here are 100 and I think I said 17 names for the Big Q jersey. The giveaway's coming up after the film review. Get ready, baby. The Jake Asman bucket has the list of greatness ready to roll. All right, Andrew. I pontificated it enough. Back to the film we go.
All right, this is the last one I have for the offense. I don't know how many people on this that watch my film reviews on your channel, follow me on Twitter, but I posted like a little 2-minute video breaking it down on Twitter because I'm not verified on Twitter, so there's not enough characters sometimes to say what I want to say. So this is tough for me. It's the second to last play for the offense. This one I actually don't want to play out before I explain it. Second and 15, bad run concept to start. Really, what you want here is just to not take a sack or any negative plays, ideally, because you're in field goal range. You need 1 first down to ice the game. And again, what I think here, and this is kind of annoying for me because I don't understand what Rodgers sees, but the main primary read on this play is Rodgers looking at Devontae on a slant and go. Now, he just did a dummy cadence. No one on the defense moves. Ramsey here actually steps back, which could be an indicator of zone. It's trips anyway to the field side. So what you're assuming is there's going to be man coverage on the single side, but there's a safety over the top. So right away pre-snap, I'm deading this route. This slant and go is not going to work for me. It's not when there's a guy over the top. If I see post-snap him buzz down, this comes to some cover 3, fine. But post-snap, Conklin goes in motion. No one runs with him. Key. They just widen out. No one runs with him, so it's not man coverage. There's a corner on him out there, not a safety. So what you get here, it's some weird coverage on the backside that I don't know. What I think Rodgers thinks is that this safety is going to buzz down, maybe go poach Garrett, who's the number 3 eligible on this end, which is it's a coverage called tricks or poach or rip Liz. It's a coverage that Saban uses, everyone uses in cover 3. So right away, though, post snap, he gets his eyes to the safety, and the safety takes 2 steps back towards Devontae. So this slant and go is dead for me. It's dead for me. Right away, I need to get to my next read. And it just so happens that they blow this coverage over the middle, and Garrett is wide open. Now, people on Twitter were writing into me in the comments like, this is all Olu's fault. Olu gives up a pressure right away. I understand that. I'm just saying, Rodgers, the esteem I hold him to, pre-snap, understand what the coverage is the best you can, and post-snap, once you see the safety basically bracketing Devontae, get your head off of him and know that you have Garrett on this little glance route that could be open on a linebacker, and it ends up being wide open as they blow it. And right here, the ball could come out. The ball should have been, he should have gotten to the next read right away. Right here, okay, safety over the top, next read. Meanwhile, Devontae running this route gets stuck up anyway. So Rodgers is like, damn, I got screwed, which he did. But right away, when the safety's over the top, I know he's pumping it. Again, what's the pump for? Because this is going to be a tough throw, man, a really tough throw to make. He's staring it down. 20's not losing leverage. He's only gaining leverage to Devontae. And you have Garrett, who should be your second read on this play. There should be no pump because there's a safety over the top. Right here, he should just flip his hips, get it to Garrett, and he doesn't. He escapes. Again, the Rodgers I know, great job escaping. Again, this is 5 seconds has passed, and he hasn't looked anywhere else but Devontae, who just got stuffed on this route, and Garrett's throwing up the mailbox over the middle of the field. Again, he could make this throw. This is a 20-yard across his body a little bit throw while getting pressured. He's made it his whole career. But no. And Garrett, post-play, very upset. Like I've seen him 100 times. So that's just a mental mistake in my eyes for Rodgers to stay on this for this long. Pre-snap, it's dead to me. And he knows this. Like I would love to have a conversation with him to ask him what he thought, but I am not allowed that luxury. And this would have iced the game easily. So it's just, how do we lose games? 400 different ways, but there's plays like this that are on Rodgers, in my opinion. I know Olu gives up the pressure, and if Olu doesn't give up the pressure, maybe Rodgers would get to his next read. But, like, he never does. Not even when he escapes. He's staying locked onto Devontae. So if so, then just throw this ball. Just throw this ball on his back shoulder here.
You can't take a sack. Yeah, you can't take the sack.
Like throw a back shoulder. I'm guessing he wanted to take the sack so they used the last time out. I'm not thinking that way. If I'm the quarterback or the coach, to be at the 38-yard line and with a kicker that has been with us for a couple weeks. So that's my 2 cents.
It's interesting because, obviously great quarterbacks can overcome, difficult circumstances, right? Like Olu giving up a pressure, the Rodgers of old. All right, he figures it out.
Yeah.
Rodgers at this stage of his career, there's greatness still in there on, play to play here or there. And we've shown that at times this year. But I think what you see is, like, if the circumstance is not pretty much perfect in front of him, it's just not going to be, he's not going to be able to elevate guys like he once did. And I think that play kind of encapsulates it.
Exactly, man. And you see the type of guys that excel at quarterback in the league now. Matthew Stafford is 36, and he stands in there. I was actually watching their film earlier because I'm like, what's so different about Stafford or Rodgers? They're both pure pocket passers. The real difference, man, is that Stafford stands in there and he takes a beating every single game. He will wait until the last second he has in the pocket to deliver a ball perfectly. He also does the same thing Rodgers does, the dummy cadences, the multiple play calls in the huddle, the getting to the right looks based on what he knows. And the difference is really, in my eyes, that Stafford look, does he have better receivers like Kupp and Puka or Devontae and Garrett? It's pretty comparable in my opinion. Stafford's just been executing a lot better. I was trying to comp it, so I had a little bit of like perspective on why things aren't going well. Obviously, Stafford is Sean McVay as well. But yeah, man, it's a low level of how much you could screw up when you have a quarterback that's not willing to stand in there, or the ability to create off script like Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, all the top quarterbacks in the NFL do. So you're just left with one hand tied behind your back.
Now, I thought Rodgers overall played one of his better games as a Jet. Statistically, it was the most yards he threw. Overall, give Rodgers a grade for his performance. And if he plays like that level, let's say, over these final 4, are you more open to him being here next year if the coach and GM want him back?
I'd give him a B. I think decent game. I think he did enough to win the game. Should have done enough in my eyes to win the game. They scored on 5 straight possessions. Now, albeit 3 field goals, 2 touchdowns. Man, if he plays like that, I just need to know the plan. For the GM, I just want to know the plan. Are we drafting a guy and letting Rodgers play until, I don't know, for a year and then letting the guy sit behind him? I think that's kind of wasting a year. And then you also have $64 million of dead cap on your 2026 payroll, if that's the case, if we retain Rodgers. So as a GM, I wouldn't want to do that.
In your mind, he hasn't played well enough to warrant dealing with the cap ramifications of keeping him another year.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not even that he's been playing horrible in my eyes. I think that's so debilitating as a GM in your second year to be dealing with $64 million of dead cap with one player. That's a fourth of the salary cap. And what you're trying to do is build something. It kind of doesn't go hand in hand for me. I'm curious. I'm open to all opinions because I'm not a analytics cap nerd. So someone was telling me earlier that it's not that big of a deal, the $64 million, but it seems like a large amount of money to just have dead for me. But look, man, if they draft a quarterback and Rodgers wants to stay and start and kind of be a bridge guy next year, I don't know what I'd say. I guess I'd say okay. I don't know.
I got to see how he looks these last 4. Because I thought he played well Sunday, all things considered. If he does that over a couple other games, I'm more open to it.
Yeah. How much is going to what I don't know what would change my opinion. So I would ask you, if do they need to win the games? Is it just on his performances?
I think it's his performance because I thought he played well, and I don't put it on he never had the ball in overtime. He gave him the lead again late, and this defense blew it, just like they blew it against Indy, just like they blew it against the Colts. This is yet another game where, yeah, sure, there's plays he left out there as you showed, but he's still putting up competent quarterback play, which is all I wanted him to do this year because I thought this defense would remain elite and they would have a kicker. And ironically enough, they now have a kicker, but Douglas was sitting on his you-know-what too long, and they never got a real kicker to get rid of Greg the Leg before it was too late. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this game wasn't on him. There's a couple of things I thought he could have done better, but I wouldn't. You scoring 25+ in the NFL, you would hope it would be enough. So just seems like it hasn't been enough for the Jets no matter what.
Ladies and gentlemen, the giveaway is coming up, but holy crap, look what we have here from some of our tremendous listeners. It is raining memberships. We start with 5 from Bo. Bo, thank you. You're entered for the next giveaway. I know you're in the one we got coming up. Sound the alarms, baby. There's a lot of memberships flying off the shelves right now. And now I can't even believe it. Peter Castro with a 20 spot of channel memberships. Are you kidding me?
I can't even believe it. I can't even believe it.
I cannot believe it. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Castro giving us not 1, not 2, not 3, 20 memberships that were just gifted. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Castro.
We got to get rid of Yul Brick and then go after Gabriel first. Then I want Queensberry. Got to look at the monkey guy. I like Flo Knees. And maybe Slow Dick in Houston is the answer.
Oh, my God. But wait, there's more. Felix Campos with another 5 channel memberships. I mean, wow. Are you kidding me? It is raining channel memberships for the people. Right, Charles?
Excuse me, I'm sorry, I burped.
That is correct. You did burp, Charles. All right, here we go. 30 names we're reading off, and then we're doing the giveaway, Andrew. It's going to be electric. It's going to be wild. It's going to be crazy. My Gustbuster umbrella is out, and it's raining. Here we go. If you hear your name called, you are officially an Asmaniac. These are from Bo, Chris, NY Rangers, Stephen Kinslow, Devin McNamanen, Julio Kelly, and Nixie. Now we're on to 20 from the great Peter Castro. Roy, Andre Cali, Mike, a king named Clip, a Rose Streams Homestead, TJ Butter Get It, Henry Confidential, Rick Fisher, D Green, Rob Basil, Jet Up, Quimbolus Adventures, Aaron R, Bobby's, can't say that, Rick Hayen, 100 Mile Per Hour, Mike Hawk Hertz, Sully NJ, KY, M Crunk 3, Mark Hyman. These are from Felix now. Danelle Holmes, RP in Connecticut, Butterscotch 201, and Lux CD Illusions, all receiving channel memberships. Wow. Big time. Those will all be added to the list of members, raffle tickets for our next giveaway. But right now, it is time to find out who is going to win the Big Q, the Quinnen Williams jersey of champions, and to really set the mood here. You know what I need, Andrew? I need some music, all right? I need some music that will get the people going. Here we go.
There we go.
I'm going full screen here. Stand by. Here we go. Who's going to win the Quinnen Williams jersey? It's right here. I will mail it to you tomorrow. The winner. Make sure everyone can see. We don't want any shady business going on here. The winner of the Big Q jersey is Ryed Syed. Ryed, congratulations, my man. If you're not watching the show, I think you're on Discord, and I'll message you there. Ryed is the winner of our Big Q jersey. However, there are other prizes here. Second and third place receive an item from the merch store. Here we go. From the merch store, the winner is BMAC. These were gifted by Dark Knight Steve. So BMAC, we're sending you an item from the merch store to your home. And that's from Dark Knight Steve, which is unreal. Very nice of him. All right, we got one more. Here we go. Third place is listener Bo. Bo already won an item from the merch store last time. Guess what? We're fair on this show. He's getting another one. Congrats to our 3 winners. Wow. Unreal. You know what? I'm in a giving mood. Screw it. Cut the music. It's holiday season. We're picking another winner. Another item from the merch store. Here we go. Listener. You got to be shitting me. It was Bo again. Bo, you can't win again. I'm sorry. How lucky is Bo? God, go play the lottery, Bo. All right, here we go. Listener. No way. Yes. The Lane Trade gifted. Are you kidding me? Gifted by Dark Knight Steve. That's great. So Dark Knight Steve, he bought 10 raffle tickets, and they were for the Lane Train, and they were for BMAC, 5 each. And the Lane Train just won the second one after BMAC won the first. There you have it, folks. 4 winners. Couldn't have gone to 4 better people in my mind. Love it. Congrats to Ryad, who's getting the jersey, and Lane, Bo, BMAC. We'll be in touch about an item of your choice from the store. Of all the dramatic things I've ever seen, Andrew, like Roger Clemens and George Steinbrenner's box, and Dark Knight Steve gifting membership raffle tickets in the names of the Lane Train and BMAC, it has happened.
Yeah. I saw Alan's in the chat mad that BMAC. I didn't know Alan and BMAC had beef. He's mad about that.
Oh, a ton of beef going on there.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Congrats to our winners.
Yeah. Big congrats.
I love it. Congratulations to all. Ladies and gentlemen, all your gifted memberships go towards our next raffle. And we've done a considerable amount during this show. We added 32 members so far.
Very nice.
Holy crap. Wait. That number's increasing. Why is it going up? Someone just made a big Felix, are you kidding me? We might have time. We might have enough to do another raffle during the show if I got it. But I got to write all the tickets. We'll do it tomorrow if we hit it. I'll worry about that. Holy crap. 20 more memberships from Felix Campos. Felix, you are too good to us, my man. Where's your intro?
Felix Campos, he wonderful, wonderful guy. He gives a lot of gift memberships and loves the Jake Asman show.
Take the money.
20 names for Felix, 20 raffle entries for Felix for our next raffle. Here we go. Let me get to the names. I'm getting drenched in memberships. I need my umbrella. Here we go. Another 20 names. We haven't had one of these shows in a while. We'll be right off here. If you hear your name called, you thank Felix. Mike Ellie, Daniel Meza, AC, Backcar, Michael Camarino, Keith Jackson, Karen Kumar, Anonymous, Patrick DeStefano, A Greasy Hobo, MV Brando, Boss of Bosses, Anthony G, Lane Gretzky, Sneaks NYC, Keenan Good, G-Man the Prophet, Jay Perez, all receiving channel memberships. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Felix has 20 entries for you. I got to update all the raffle tickets. The amount of paper cuts I have in my fingers too, Andrew, let me tell you. Not great, but certainly well worth it. That's awesome. We'll do plenty of more giveaways. The next one's the Braylon Allen jersey. And then I have other stuff we'll do. Signed merch, jerseys from Jet players of old. So you know it doesn't go out of style, and much more. Shout out to Billy. He's in on the gift parade. He just gifted another membership. Billy, your membership went to listener Tim Tashner. So, Tim, congratulations. All right, let's open up the phone lines right now. Comments, questions, super chats. They'll cut the line. C with a super chat for us. He says, extend Garrett at all costs. Amen. That'd be one of the first things I do as the new GM of this team.
Yeah, you saw that tweet today. I don't know who it was from, but there's a tweet that said, like, Garrett's going to request a trade in the offseason. I strongly hope that's not the case. So
yeah, it's I'm not saying he won't do that, but the guy who put that out, MLF Football, is not a reporter. He's just aggregating things for a reaction.
Figured.
So yeah, I'm not saying he won't. They got to win, and he's got to be. I'm sure he's got it. But like if they hire Mike Vrabel, I don't think Garrett Wilson's requesting a trade. I think he's going to be excited about that hire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
Valen writes in, here's a good question. Why do we even care to break down film? Well, you've been watching, Valen, so I would ask you, why are you spending time watching?
I'd say the reason I do it personally is, besides for Jake and for Jet X Factor, is to gain context. Context is key. You're not going to be able to understand everything just by watching the broadcast. So try and give context. That's my goal.
Would you like to comment on this point from Fialkow Fangirl that you have a big pointer?
No, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Mm-hmm. Holy crap. Moneybags Castro. He's going full Alan Lazard. Does he have a pulse over the summer with the memberships here? 10 more from Peter Castro.
I can't even believe it. I can't even believe it.
Wow.
It's the Asmaniac membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive one ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
Alex Levine, Kaiser Revs, Spinmax, David White, Joe Baxter, Dennis Z, Tyler, Greg Reed, Timothy Kelly, all receiving channel memberships. That's incredible. Incredible. 61 members have been added during this show. 61. Which means we are 39 away from doing another raffle tomorrow. Incredible. All right, let's get to some of your calls. If anyone has any questions for Andrew, please write it in. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us on the line right now is one of our big winners. He was gifted an item from the merch store from the legendary Dark Knight Steve. We say hello to B-Mac.
B-Mac, look at my TV. B-Mac, I love Aaron Rodgers. Jets, go Jets. Hey guys, can y'all hear me?
We hear you.
Okay, all right, just making sure. I'm calling in with my one headphone, the same one bolt, one table. You know what I mean? So gotta get new ones, but whatever. Who cares about that, right? Hey Andrew, hey Jake. I just want to say real quick before I get to my point. Peanut Head, go screw yourself. You know what I mean? I just want to say that out first. And then I go straight to my point. Now
you are aware you won an item from the merch store, B-Mac, correct?
I do think Andrew. What?
You are aware that you won an item from the merch store.
Oh, I did?
You did.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I think is it in my mailbox?
No, you got to pick an item you want. You know what? I'm picking the item for you. I'm sending you a Jake Asman Show beanie if you're going to wear a beanie every day. BMAC, I have your address. It's from Dark Knight Steve. You're obviously oblivious or you weren't watching the show before, so I will send it on your on your behalf. It's from Dark Knight Steve, so thank him if you see him in the chat.
Okay, well, I just want to say thank you, Dark Knight Steve. You are the man. I love that name, Steve. It's like Steve. Yeah, I do want to say real quick, dude. Jake, who gets on your nerves the most? The Rodgers truthers, because it seems like we have a bunch of Rodgers truthers, or the Zach Wilson truthers.
I would say the Zach Wilson truthers are even more unbearable than the Rodgers truthers. The Rodgers truthers aren't that bad yet because I get it, but the Wilson truthers, I mean, he's objectively one of the worst quarterbacks to ever play, and they blindly defend him. Rodgers, while he's not what he once was, even I'm telling you, there's been multiple games this year where he's played certainly well enough for them to win, and people want to put it all on him, and I think it's ridiculous.
And do you think him going on the Pat McAfee show while they're losing is a distraction, or you think, or at this point is who cares?
I don't think it matters. He won 2 MVPs doing it in Green Bay.
All right, thank you, Andrew. Keep up the great work. You are
back. Hey, you hater guy. Allen sucks, and JJ can kiss my ass before I wipe.
I'll tell you what annoys me, though, B-Mac. Your internet being an abomination. All right? If I could gift you better internet instead of a beanie, I'd pay for it myself. I would do that.
Oh, man.
Good God. More of your calls right now. Let's say hello. We were talking about Rodgers truthers, so this is perfect.
The only thing better than all these shoes is sexy Rexy, because he also loves food. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody, and man, these Jets are depressing.
My boys.
Hey,
Fialkow and Jakey. What's up, boys?
How are you?
Look, I call me a Rodgers truther. I'm just a realist, you know. Everybody in the chat, nobody will put their money up. So nobody will make that bet. That I will bet anybody $1,000 that if Rodgers isn't back next year, that the replacement quarterback will not have even close to his yards and touchdowns he finishes with. And if you guys can genuinely, I don't care about the cap hit, if you can genuinely accept that we're going to have a rebuild year with worse quarterback play, then maybe I'm on this ship myself. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I'm worried about not being asked next year.
But what's the point? Like, okay, if they draft a rookie quarterback and he doesn't have as many yards and touchdowns as Rodgers this year, is that just
No, Andrew, do you agree or disagree that there's been 6 games this year that with Rodgers' average quarterback play that he's given us, even in his trash games of quarterback play, that he's given us enough that we could have won 6 games with how he's performed?
Yeah, no, I do agree with that. I do.
And I also want to say, if you, not saying that he's on Patrick Mahomes' level right now, because he's not, but when you watch the Chiefs play, you could just watch them. They're just a well-run machine. Mahomes isn't doing that much. He's got 20 touchdowns and 11 picks, and he's not really lighting up the field. Like, they're winning close games because of elite coaching and just being that type of organization. And I'm just saying, if you were to give us decent coaching and a defense and a special teams that wasn't as bad as we signed up for, I mean, we were thinking top 10. You know, what are you looking at me for? Is there more people than one person here?
Sure.
I don't know. I can't accept with how bad we have watched the quarterback position over the last 15 years, minus Fitzpatrick.
But that doesn't mean you keep him because he's better than historically bad players at that position.
And he's
beforehand.
better than half the league. He's better than half the league.
He's really not, though, Bonesy. You're going to point to the touchdown to interception ratio. He also leads the NFL in passing attempts, which inflates some of those numbers. And a lot of them have been like short little passes inside the 10-yard line. They run the ball the least of any team. I looked it up today, of any team in the red zone in the NFL. And Michael Nania had this stat. Even after Rodgers played one of his best statistical games in years, he's still 24th out of 34 quarterbacks in EPA per dropback.
I don't know. I'm just going by the eye test and how the offense actually at least still looks like we can move the ball. He's still a Hall of Famer who knows what to do before the play starts. And if you were to give him a running game earlier in the season and him not play on one leg for 4 games,
but
I don't
he's
know.
a year older next year. He's going to get banged up again next year. The idea is just going to be healthy and not be on the injury report. Like, it's now 3 years in a row he's dealt with significant injuries. Last year in Green Bay, rib injury, broken finger on his hand. Last year, we know what happened 4 plays in. And then this year, he's been dealing with a bunch of different injuries. I don't think that gets better at age 41 going on 42.
Yeah, it might not get better. Go ahead. Sorry, Andrew. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Bonesy, also, so the Jets are 0-7 in one-possession games this year. And Rodgers' stats, this is just his stats. And I know I know more than anyone, there's a lot that goes on to it. It's not just him. It could be a receiver running the wrong route, someone dropping a pass, the line not holding up. It could be a lot of things, but our guy that we thought was going to elevate the team, under 5 minutes remaining in regulation, which is defined as a clutch situation. He's 26 of 44, 248 yards, 6 sacks for negative 47 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and a 55 passer rating with 4 net yards per play and a 24% first down rate. That's in clutch situations. So, you could say he's banged up. You could say the O-line has been bad and has failed him. The coaching has failed him. That's all true. He also hasn't elevated the team enough in the times where we've needed him.
A lot of those stats that were coming on 30 seconds left, no timeouts, and we're trying to move the ball.
Bobby,
let's see. No, I ain't picking
Mr. Bonesy.
Well,
are you busy?
Yep, I am. My man, Bobby. I don't know. I'm not saying that next year he's going to elevate us to Super Bowl and we're going to go in with those aspirations. But to have a bridge quarterback of Rodgers' stature and skill set and he can still throw the ball. And if you give somebody, I'm going to go with what Robbie Sabo said earlier. I'm just going to put my faith in the next coaching regime, because if it's a defensive coaching regime with a veteran coach, I could see them, especially Rodgers and Adams is going to be a package deal. So we're not keeping Adams without Rodgers. So anyone who wants to think that, it's not happening. But Adams is not going to stay unless his best friend retires and it's like, no, man, you stay. And
which might happen, by the way.
Maybe. We'll see when this shitty Netflix thing comes out. I'm not excited to watch that as much as I love Rodgers, but I can't sign up for a rebuild already. These people saying Justin Fields or
Bonesy, where are we going in the next year with you're delaying the inevitable. We're either rebuilding a year after, next year. What's the ceiling with Rodgers if he comes back realistically?
If you get a veteran coach in there, we can make a run.
Mr.
We could be in the playoff mix.
I don't know, man.
My brother's not picking up on purpose because he knows I'm doing this.
I have a hard time thinking that we would make a playoff run.
I just think we would, with a better coaching staff, another year under the belt of Rodgers being comfortable with Garrett, Devontae learning the X instead of the Y, pick up someone besides Tyron Smith to play left tackle. Now we got Olu, who looks like a great, future pick for us. I just think get a nice running game going early instead of how we looked the first couple weeks. Not letting Hackett ruin us for 3 weeks to start the season. Letting an offensive-minded guy, even if Downing stayed with Vrabel, I'd be comfortable with that if that's what Vrabel wants.
Bonesy, it's also nothing's changing is the issue. As someone who has watched every single play of the offense on film this year, they still run Rodgers' offense. So you bring in a new coaching staff, Rodgers won't want to stay. He's going to turn 42 next year. He's old. He wants to run what's comfortable to him, and a new coaching staff that's going to run a more modern NFL offense. He's not going to be. I can't imagine he wants to go learn a new playbook. And
I agree with you. I agree with you there.
There's a lot of little things like that. Like
now, Bonesy,
those nuances. Yeah, go ahead.
The chat is exploding here, and there are people that have actually called in to go at you because you're firing up people. But first, I'm a capitalist, and the big fella goes first because he paid $10 for it. Bonesy, he's done, bro. The same logic of keeping him is similar to our Laken Tomlinson situation last year. Was Tomlinson better than what we had? Yes, but he still sucked. We need to be better at quarterback.
That is so untrue because we could have gotten freaking Mitchell to play left tackle, and he would have did better than Laken. So that's a terrible example, Big Phil. I love you, but Rodgers has played a little better than that, guys. I mean, he has a chance if he keeps going. He's going to get like 28, 29 touchdowns. When's the last time we saw that? Seeing the ball get in the end zone, we've been so like stripped of everything. Like I don't know. It's just crazy.
It amounts to not like I'm a big proponent that QBs are not. I mean, that wins are not solely a quarterback stat. It's just not how I look at football. You could have 29 touchdowns, and I don't give a damn because we're going 4-13.
But if we had a real kicker, right? And the defense didn't lose to the Patriots on the last play and the Colts on the last play. It's not Rodgers' fault. Or Miami, we didn't get the ball back. That's 6 wins right there. The Colts game at the end, the Patriots game at the end, Miami not getting the ball back, and 3 games from the field goals. That's 6 games that with Rodgers' average quarterback play with terrible coaching, we could have won.
Yeah, I know, but the issue is we continue to do the if, but thing. It's just not.
And he's another year older, and it's a $62 million cap charge in 2026 to keep him for 1 more year when I can find a replacement level quarterback out there that could put up similar efficiency stats. Maybe throws for less yards and touchdowns, but maybe they run the ball a lot more like they should be doing this year with Breece Hall, Braylon Allen, and Isaiah Davis.
I'm sorry, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the Asmaniac Rumble.
Oh, shit. I don't know if you guys can see me.
Hey, my guy, if I was selling shoes in Manhattan, I would put up 1,000 too. I would, Bonesy. I'd put up 1,000 with you. He is.
You still see me, Jake, or no?
He's over the hill, bro. Man's over the hill.
I'm spinning.
Can you hear it?
Am I? Hold on. Let me see if I'm live on the chat. You guys, is it me or is it Justin Fields coming, Bonesy? Are you kidding me? Justin Fields. Justin Fields is a scrambling quarterback who can't throw the ball. If we sign up for Justin Fields instead of Aaron Rodgers, listen, I pray to the gods that I am wrong. I pray, Jesus, strike me dead. Please, God, I hope that next year comes, and if Rodgers is gone, the next guy that comes in this death quarterback pit that we have, that we boo the guy so fast, we give nobody a chance. We don't get behind our players. We need instant gratification that the next guy comes in and he's better than Rodgers. I pray. If Rodgers can't save us, we're fucked.
Bonesy, real quick, dude. Are you enjoying the season? Yes or no? Bonesy, can you hear me?
I can't. Yeah. I don't know if this is me or not.
Can you hear me,
Jake would have
Bonesy?
came back already, right?
Can you hear me? This guy is playing dumb, or you really can't hear me? Can you hear me?
Yo, I'm here. I can hear you, PBM.
Yo, all right, Bonesy, what's going on here, dude? Can you hear us?
He's frozen. He can't hear nothing.
All right, well, what is there to debate when we're both on the same side here? We're both going to say that he's got to go.
I would love it. I would love.
Look, my argument was why Rodgers has to go is because $60+ million can go to other players. It can go to Sherwood. It can go to a Garrett extension. It can go to a lot of other players that we need when we don't need an average quarterback. That's what he is. He's an average quarterback, and you can get an average quarterback somewhere else. The numbers are average.
Purple. I don't know if it's me. You helping more than one person?
No, you're just really, really disappointed.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know where.
Okay.
I don't know where. All right, go ahead.
So, my question to you is: are you enjoying this season?
Not at all.
Yes or no? Not at all. Okay.
Not at all.
So you want to bring back the same quarterback for another year of the same thing because you think in your mind
it's
it's
not
going
be
to
the same thing,
change.
though.
It is the same
Mike,
thing.
give me a few guys you want to replace him with.
Hold on. You're saying 20 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. You think no other quarterback can do that? And even if
not for
we
us,
got 19 touchdowns, does it matter with the $60 million? We need to bring back Sherwood. We need to bring back other talent. If in 2026 our future is held because you want to hold him for one more year, does that make any sense? We have to extend Garrett. We have to get Sherwood back. We have to get other talent in and not a mediocre quarterback making $60 million. That cap hit of $60 million would be number 1 in the league. So if Rodgers is the number 1 in the league, then it makes sense. But he's not. He's bottom.
If Rodgers stays, though, Purple Belt Mike, we're not going to take the full 63. We're going to break it up into 2 years. And if we're really tell me, but if you really tell me that you are confident enough as a Jet fan, right, that we haven't seen it. We've seen it once in 15 years for one magical lucky season of Brandon Marshall and Eric Decker and Fitzmagic finding magic. We haven't seen 18 touchdowns in 15 years except for
that's
a
Jets
Magic.
problem. We need to
who are you
unjet
bringing
ourselves.
in? Who's
we need
your
to
guy?
unjet
I
ourselves.
can't even believe it.
Thank you,
I can't
John.
even believe it.
Oh my God. Yo, Bonesy, can you hear me?
I can hear you, brother.
All right. So my favorite argument that you keep bringing up is with a defensive coach, what's going to happen is they're gonna need Rodgers because it makes sense. Mark Sanchez was a rookie who came in, who played like half a shit, who could not throw the ball everywhere, who managed the game and brought us to 2 AFC championships. Rodgers
with the best offensive line in the
receivers.
league. With the best offensive line in the league, and we didn't let him throw the ball. Continue.
So then I'd rather take my $63 million invested in offensive line, is what you're telling me, and get a rookie quarterback in a whole new system and go run the NFL. That's what you just said.
That's blind faith, man. That's blind faith. I get it, but it's blind faith.
Bonesy, what's the future? Bonesy, the future of this team. At some point, we're going to need to get a quarterback besides Aaron Rodgers.
Let's get him.
At some point, it's going to happen. So, like, are we just going to say?
And let's get him. Rodgers will be the bridge.
All right.
Why wouldn't you want to learn from Rodgers? What's wrong with Rodgers being the bridge?
It's just a waste to me. I think it's a waste.
Like, you guys understand, if Rodgers isn't the plan next year, we're not planning on trying. We're sacrificing.
That's not true. If they signed Jameis Winston or Justin Fields and had him compete with Tyrod and then a rookie that's sitting behind learning, they're gonna try and win as many games as possible.
I swear, if we sign Justin Fields to replace Aaron Rodgers, I will give up on my Jets.
It's not to replace him,
Not
Bonesy.
like that.
It's to move off of the Rodgers salary cap ramifications that were only put into place to have him for 3 full years, assuming he was playing well, not to have him with a new coach and general manager coming in that are going to want their own guys. He's 41, man. He just played his first good game in weeks.
He could throw the ball. He could play better quarterback and throw the ball better than Justin Fields.
That's not the point.
That's not the point, though. You don't want to and I don't even know if that's true, man.
I don't either.
Dude, Justin Fields got benched for Russell Wilson on a 4-game win streak because he can't
Russell
throw
Wilson's
the ball.
playing well. Russell Wilson's better than Aaron Rodgers right now.
100%.
But I'm just saying, remember how we all felt, though? Like, Like we all always don't know. Like we all felt like, oh man, they're benching. Thank God we weren't getting Russell Wilson because Justin Fields is going to kill us.
If Aaron Rodgers' cap hit for keeping him an extra year didn't go from $49 million to over $60 million, I'm more on board. The only way I could take him back is he has to take a pay cut. So I'm not dealing with the cap ramifications.
Agreed. He will. I think he will.
I don't know if he will. I don't know if he will. What? Why? He might just retire.
I don't know if he wants to go out like this. This is the media.
He might not have a choice.
Dogging him every.
He hasn't played well, and he's 41. And it's when you sign Aaron Rodgers, you get everything that comes with Aaron Rodgers, all the attention, everything that comes with it. Some organizations aren't going to want to justify that for a guy who's not playing well right now.
So you don't think he's giving us average quarterback play like we wanted? You don't think he's giving us average quarterback play?
I think maybe if you add up like the overall, it's probably been average to below average, but it's certainly not what I thought it was going to be. And now we
signed up for average quarterback play, though.
But I thought he'd be better.
All said,
right, but I thought he'd be better than this. I thought he'd clearly be a top 12 quarterback this year. I'm on record saying that, and he hasn't been.
It's hard to be to elevate your team when you're a bad team. We're
how many excuses are we going to make for this guy?
He's a fucking Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he
deserves
he was playing like a Hall of Famer, but he's 41 coming off Achilles injury.
I just think you give this man a run game and a good offensive scheme. I think he can still
He doesn't want to learn
I just don't think he's washed up.
He doesn't want to learn a new
If that's
offense.
the case, then I'm with you guys. If we get say we got a young, that's what I mean. If we get a young a Ben Johnson, he's gone. Because then it's like, all right, we have a offensive guy who's going to be able to scheme up plays. He's going to be able to do that. I mean, their offensive line is number 1 in the league, so that helps the Lions as well. But I can't fathom going through next year again and having the feeling I've had for the last 15 years of we literally have 12 touchdowns.
Bonesy. How
touchdowns.
He played the previous 3 games before the Miami game was awful. You could find anyone that could do that. He threw for under 200 yards passing with Garrett Wilson and Devontae Adams as
He put up 27 points and lost on defense, so that's good enough to win the game.
Yeah, but I don't want just good enough anymore. I'm not settling for just good enough.
That's what we signed up for. We signed
that's
up
what
for
we said.
Play.
No. That's what we said this year, thinking this team was a lot better than they actually are. Next year, it's a new regime coming in, and I'm not messing up my salary cap for one more year of Aaron Rodgers, who at best is probably average. At best. I'm not ruining my cap for that. I'll take a slightly below average quarterback next year with a rookie sitting behind them and not screw up my salary cap for the next general manager coming in.
I will die on the hill that we lost 3 games because of the kicker, and the defense lost us against the Colts. They blew the game against the Patriots on the last play.
All right, Bonesy, then don't be in that spot. Then win the game differently. Like don't be in the spot where you need Greg Zuerlein to hit a 49-yarder in the pouring rain against the Denver Broncos.
That's every team. What team is blowing teams out? Every team wins on a field goal.
You could win other ways than always like riding on your kicker. 1, 2, you need to have a different mindset. Your mindset of like we're giving up on Rodgers. It's not the case. It's
not about giving up on Rodgers. It's not even about giving up on Rodgers. It's just that I am so poisoned with how bad our organization is, especially at developing quarterbacks.
The Bills were a joke too, and then they finally got Josh Allen. They missed the playoffs 17 years in a row. They turned it around. You got to not think, because the Jets have always been bad, it's always going to be bad. You're in an abusive relationship with the Jets. You finally get something that's not the worst thing ever from Rodgers, and you're like, we need him back at all costs. He's 41. And the cap ramifications speak for itself. If he took a massive pay cut and was willing to learn a modern offense and also look competent these next 4 games, that they're finally playing a good game after being bad for 3 weeks in a row, then maybe I'll listen to it. But all these things, saying it out loud, it's why he's not going to be here next year.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I am not a guy that thinks the grass is green on the other side. I think when I got a hot chick, I married her. I didn't.
Here's
think
a live look at Bonesy.
I'm sorry, Jake. The grass being greener on the other side, that's not what we're saying. It's time. There's going to be a new regime that wants to run the team the way that they want to run it, and there's no chance in hell that they're going to want to bring Rodgers back with the cap ramifications. You want to start fresh. You don't want to waste a full year when you're getting a brand new deal as a GM and head coach. The grass is greener thing makes no sense to me. I'm sorry.
Andrew? Great to see you fired up. Great to see that passion still burn inside of you. Thanks for hopping on today.
Gary wanted. Do you want to get Gary in quickly? Because Gary said he wanted to say something to me.
I mean, that's up to you. I could take Gary without you, but if you want to talk to Gary, I mean, that's your decision.
I think he's on my side, so let's see what he wants to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
Plants are trying to kill me, so I think I'll eat a stick of butter.
First, I would want to rob a bank with Bonesy because I don't ever have to worry about him selling me out. I know if they say the guy in the other cell said you did it, I know they're lying. Bonesy would never flip on you. That's the most loyal dude in the world.
That is true. He is loyal.
I want to rob a bank with that guy. But that being said, I agree with Andrew. It's done with. I had a question for Andrew. He's kind of answered it. We watched him play, but you watch every play and scrutinize every snap he takes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see anything that he can change realistically that can get him back to a higher level, or is it just going to be this or a little bit worse as he gets older each year? I mean, is there anything he can do to get back to where he was?
Well, three things come to mind. One, he would need to reset and say, okay, I'm ready to be in a modern offense with motions, shifts, bunches. The entire offensive structure is not solely on my back, where I come to the line of scrimmage and have two plays in the huddle and I see the defensive structure and call the play myself. That needs to change. One. Two, he needs to get really healthy mentally and physically to say, I'm going to stand in the pocket and let things progress and not bail out mentally and say, like, okay, I need to check it down immediately or I'm going to get hit. He needs to be willing to take hits because if not, the timing of the offense is absolutely ruined. What was the third thing? Let
me ask you about that second thing, right? Because I can kind of relate as a boxer. When I was 22, I was willing to die. You're going to have to kill me. As I got older, I don't really feel like, you know what? I could probably continue, but it's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
As you get older, your body breaks down. You don't feel the same. You don't have the same piss and vinegar that you did when you were in your 20s. You know, like, is that something like it's just like I'm not willing to take these hits anymore? It's not worth it to me anymore. Is that something like?
Well, yeah, and the fact that he did take those hits, and he almost in that Vikings game, I thought he broke his leg. So, like, I don't blame him, but it's just
I don't blame him either.
It's not a successful way an offense is ran in the NFL.
The last question I had, Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, and then the wild card for me is Drew Aller. Have you gotten to watch tape on them? If so, do you think any of those could be a full-time replacement moving forward?
Well, the one thing I will say is I'm gonna have film reviews, so don't worry. Ideally, I have not gotten to watch any of their film. Only thing that matters for me is if we were to take any of the three guys, who's the offensive coach? That's all that matters to me. If they have the tools, it's on us. Like, I'm fully on board with, like, it's our job to not fail the quarterback as coaches. As a coach, we need to build up around this guy's strengths. And if we draft him, then we envision him in our offensive scheme. We have to envision him being successful. And again, with Zach, a lot of it was mental. His confidence right after that Patriots game was gone forever. So much mental in the NFL, so much coaching. Like, yeah, it's helpful to have guys. I was watching Aller actually the other day. I feel like just from watching his highlights, I don't know how much he creates out of structure. I like guys that are able to do that, like Josh Allen, Burrow, guys that have great pocket presence that when the play breaks down, they can make something happen. And it's not a net negative. I don't know if Aller's like that. It feels like Cam is pretty good at that out of those three from what I've watched. But again, I don't have a concrete answer, but my concrete answer is we need to have a good structure offensively for this rookie to come into and feel comfortable and feel confident.
The last thing I wanted to ask you about was I think next year we can make a better assessment because I feel like his coaching has been abysmal. I think he's been in a bad situation, but you can kind of make of Caleb what you want. If you want to say he looks really good, you can make that argument. If you want to say he looks really bad, you could also make that argument. It's kind of like we're almost, we're 12 weeks in, whatever. What are your thoughts so far on Caleb through, 3 months?
It's tough. I know your thoughts on him.
No, I'm still I'm keeping an open mind. Like, this was a horrible coach. I think Eberflus is the worst coach ever. And I think next year we'll get a much better gauge. Like I said, if you want to make an argument that he's played really well, you can do that.
I
If
agree.
you want to make an argument, he's been horrible. You can make an argument. So it's kind of what you. So I wanted your take on it.
Yeah, no, I think 100% you can make argument both ways because there's analytics and stats and the film that say he's doing good things, and then he's also holding onto the ball too long, which he did in college, which was a big knock on him. My issue is the structure, like I was just saying, for him has not been there offensively, whether it comes to the offensive line, the offensive scheme, dealing with an interim head coach now. I hate people personally that that develop opinions on quarterbacks without giving them the sufficient amount of time. And the best examples for that for me are two guys that I was big fans of coming out of college, Bryce Young and Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson, who you knew was going to be a project, the Colts benched him, and obviously he's played better since the benching. But don't bench a kid, and then that could really screw up a kid's confidence by benching him. And you said, okay, well, we knew he was going to be a project and he needed game time, but we play him for 8 games and we're going to bench him for Flacco. I didn't like that. Bryce obviously has had a renaissance in the past couple of weeks, back to being confident again, which is the key as a quarterback. Everything is mental for a quarterback. If you lose your mental, it's over. So Bryce was not confident. He comes back. He's looked like the guy I thought he was coming out of college. So Caleb, I'm not going to have a firm opinion on for at least until the end of next season.
No, I agree. I have obviously my opinion on Caleb coming into the season.
Yeah.
And like, I'm going to keep, because like I said, the coaching and the situation was so bad. It's hard. Yeah. And he's done things good. Like, yeah. I feel like he's played you out of so many games in the first half and then cooked in the second half. It's like, I don't know what to make of any of this. Like, I'm going to reserve my opinion until I get to see more of it next year.
I think if that kid starts to play in structure a little more, except he does. I don't know, man. I would need to watch more of his film. It feels like he doesn't ever take the check down and he's always trying to make the big play. I think that was something out of college, or you said that, or someone said that also. Kind of is going into the NFL, and it doesn't work in the NFL because everyone's too fast now. You're not the most athletic guy on the field, but I still think he has all the intangibles to be a really good quarterback. It's, again, coaching could fail him.
Which not taking the check down and always trying to make the big plays while you don't take Jalen Milroe or Quinn Ewers. Because that's all they do. Jalen Milroe, I think, is talking about a project quarterback. Like, he may be good 7 years from now, but it's going to be a long road.
Can you coach them? Can you coach it out of them? Like, I'm telling you, man, if I was the Jets offensive coordinator and I went through all this film and I saw enough athleticism, enough big playability, no bailing from the pocket, like things I care about, I'd go through all my notes. And then if there's that little thing that they don't take the check down, I would have a pre-draft meeting and see, can I trust that this kid will take the coaching and implement it on the field? Some kids can't do it. But again, it's on the coaches more than the players. Like, I want everyone to understand that. It's really on the coaching to be like, I'm going to coach it and ooze every single ounce of talent out of this kid that he has and put him in the best situation to succeed. The Jets haven't done that in the past, but just for any rookie quarterbacks.
I appreciate your time, Andrew. I appreciate you taking my call. Of
course, man.
I appreciate you.
Gotcha. Gary, I'm having some chicken and pasta tonight. Are you excited?
I'm not taking your food takes. If you're gonna take chicken and pasta in the first round, I'll let you take chicken and pasta.
I have a big dinner. There'll be some chicken parm consumed with some.
Is it with a lady or is it with a business dinner?
It's a business meeting.
Okay. Don't order that.
Or is it?
Or is it?
It's a mystery.
Is it a business dinner?
No, I have a double date with Big Rob after yesterday's performance of the show.
Is that right?
Well, I guess we'll find out.
Chicken with pasta is worse than peanut butter with sandwich.
All right, Andrew. I know you said that'd be the last call, but this guy will cry if I don't put him on.
Yeah,
and I don't want to hear it. I don't have patience for it. Here we go.
Hi, everybody. This is Bob from Vermont. I am Bob, of course. I wasn't crying. I just said, hi, Andrew. How you doing?
No, I saw you in your chair. You were slumped like this when you didn't think I was going to get to you. And I just didn't want a whole Robbie Sabo repeat scenario.
No, I did not do anything like that. No, I did not.
I saw you slumped in your chair like this.
I was relaxing.
Yeah. You were relaxing. I know you better than you know yourself.
Stir the pot. How you doing, Andrew?
Stir the pot. I'm being real.
I'm good, brother. How
are you? Real, all right. After what I did yesterday for the Jet fans, giving me hell today. I sang a nice song yesterday, Andrew, for the Jet fans yesterday. The 12 Days of Christmas.
Oh, love that. Love that.
Yeah. and Jake's putting me down already. As soon as I get on, he puts me down.
Putting you down.
So-
I mean, you were just you were going to be upset if I didn't
you
get
probably
to you.
have a date with Carly. How's that? You
I
have a
don't
date with
actually.
her.
I don't.
Yeah. You're
I don't.
going at the
Bobby,
basketball game tonight.
Why are you so upset, Bobby?
Why are you so mad?
Everything's okay.
Kind of sounds like what I said.
As soon as I get on, you don't let me even talk. Oh, you do that. You do. You started. I didn't say a word.
It kind of sounds like I was on to something about you being mad I didn't go to you. You're freaking out over
No.
nothing right now. Kind of
No.
sounds like I was on to something.
You let Bonesy took like 20 minutes.
Ah, see, now you're confirming. You're confirming it.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, because we were doing a
missed
show
Andrew.
and Bonesy was arguing for Aaron Rodgers, and that fired up the chat. If you do something that fires up the chat,
I think he's wrong. He is definitely wrong. He has to. It's time for him to retire. I think he should go out to smoke some ayahuasca somewhere in a dark house, dark place, and that's what I think he should do. You know, it makes him feel happy. So just retire, Andrew, not Aaron, and just do it. Right? You agree with Andrew? He should just retire.
Man, if he wants to keep playing, he can keep playing.
Who's going to pick up a 40-year-old man? I don't see anybody.
It's a great question, Bob. I don't know, but
I don't see anybody picking him up. How much is he worth when he leaves the Jets?
how about how much? Like what's his left on his contract?
Yeah, what are they going to pay for him if he leaves the Jets?
He would take a pay cut if he goes somewhere else, I would assume.
Yeah, but he's still got to retire. So yeah, I like all you do a great job in the film review. I'm surprised they look good on offense this week.
Yeah, they did. It was one of the better weeks.
That messed up. Yeah.
Yep.
But Bonesy has the right. It was 3 games with the field goal kick, and then the defense screwed it up 3 games. So Jets could have had a better record because you can't blame Andrew Rodgers for everything.
Hennessy Heisman writes in, Bobby thinks this is his show.
No, I don't, Hennessy. Thank you. Nice to see you, Hennessy. You're a great guy.
Luppy says, spicy Bobby.
I know. I'm spicy, all right. Woo-hoo.
3 Siblings says, you started.
Yes, Jay, you started too.
No. You started it, Bobby.
I didn't start nothing.
You did. You came onto the show. You were all angry. I didn't get to you.
I was not. I didn't say a word. I just said hello to Andrew. Then you started.
And then you lashed out at Mr. Bonesy for having too much airtime.
Well, he's wrong. He got to retire, that guy. He's
Gator
old.
writes in, Bobby is the GOAT at getting pissed off at nothing.
Okay, Gator, you're great. I love your videos, Gator. I love your Mr. What was his name? The guy he dressed up as the other time. Yeah, you're great, Gator. Okay, Andrew, you have a wonderful evening.
I'm sensing some sarcasm there, Bob. It sounds like you're getting angry at Gator.
Well, Gator's annoying sometimes. Okay, goodbye.
D-Nat says your diet's making you cranky. Is this true?
No, I'm having a great diet. I weigh in today, Andrew. At 10 o'clock at night, I weigh in for Nick's show.
Nick Shine wrote in, Bobby's burning off calories with his rage.
Yeah, no, I'm not raging. No. My shoulder does feel good when Jake Quest knocked me off.
Tom Ace writes in, I think Goober needs to call in to debate Bob.
Yeah, Goober. Thank you, Tom Ace. I couldn't remember that retard's name.
Whoa. Family show, Bob.
Well, you let people say the F word and you don't say anything to them.
Yeah,
you don't say anything. You let Joe Beningo and Fireman, especially Fireman, curse all the time.
Yeah, but these are exceptions. These are my guests. You're a caller.
Oh, yeah. Okay, whatever. Okay, Andrew, you never curse. Good guy. I love you.
I love you too, Bobby.
Great evening. Jake, enjoy your chicken and pasta. I hope you do. I love chicken and pasta too.
Thanks,
enjoy
Bobby.
everybody.
I hope you enjoyed me letting you on the show with Andrew.
Of course I do every day. I about you, Jake. About you. I know you. Okay, I love you guys.
Bye, Bobby.
You're a dick. Yeah. Oh, you got one more call? You got enough for one more call? Look at Jake, he's laughing. I've been waiting in the back. You put that guy on. Who is he? You're a dick. Yeah. So how you doing, Robbie Sable?
Good. What's up, buddy?
No, goodbye, Bobby. See ya.
I never saw that.
That's what it was like. He'd been much calmer lately, but he went all Sabo on me.
I don't like when Bobby gets upset, man.
I don't do it on purpose. Look.
know.
Andrew comes on. It's typically 45 minutes to an hour. He's on for almost an hour and a half. I mean,
It's all good, man.
I want to be conscious of my guest time, Bobby. It's not personal. You're on every show. I have the stats actually for the month of November. You called more than anyone, which means you were on more than any other caller.
Oh man.
Andrew, thank you for your time.
Yep. Thanks everyone. Thank you, Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Fialkow. Follow him on Twitter. And read his work at Jets X Factor. All right, this membership was gifted a while ago, but a lot's happened. Curly, thank you, sir. You're back from the hole and gifted a membership. That was a weak bell. What the heck is this? There we go. Curly, Frankie Serrano, the recipient of the membership. For every membership gifted is a raffle ticket in your name. Curly, I hope you win. I really do. Hennessy says, last time we got a new GM and coach, they got rid of Sam Darnold to draft their own QB. They will not keep a 41-year-old quarterback. They want their own guy. Yeah, I mean, it's logical. The only exception would be Aaron plays well down the stretch, and I think he's willing to redo some of his contract and learn a new offense. All these things I don't think are going to happen. Easton says, draft Milroe at quarterback, sit him and play our backup. If they took Milroe and he doesn't play right away, you could convince me on that being a good plan. I like Jalen Milroe as a developmental player. I don't know if I take him in the top 10. I think I'd probably try to trade back into the first round and get him, like what Baltimore did with Lamar, but I don't hate that. Bo with a super chat directed to Bonesy. Bonesy, believe what you see, not what you want to see. Rodgers isn't our future. We need to start fixing our team now, not later, with old-ass Rodgers. It's a different conversation if he'd been playing better, but let's not let one game where he was good try and take away from what has been a below-average season for the most part. And it's not all him, but the team record is the record. It is what it is. Don't double down on a mistake again with a new regime. Luppy, he just became a channel member. He's like, I'm just going to sign up. I'll hit the join button. I'll do it myself. Luppy, I'll add you down for one raffle ticket because that still counts. Proud NYJ fan, the great Nick Shine. Can't believe Bonesy made 3 kids Jet fans. Jerk. Fair point. Mike D's nuts in the house. Thoughts on a trade up if we get a top 5 pick? I mean, if they love one of the 2 quarterbacks, then in theory, yeah, sure. I don't know if that's going to happen, though. I would like the idea of the Jets maybe even trading down, depending on what their options are. I guess we'll see how the board breaks. We all say we all want to trade down, and then it's a lot easier said than done. We all say it. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls right now. Let's say hello to the big fella. Hey, big fella.
Hey, buddy. Listen, Bonesy, my friend. My Laken Tomlinson comparison is this. He wasn't the best at what he was, but he wasn't the worst. And we got Simpson, and we got way better. Aaron Rodgers isn't the best, and he's not the worst. He's not Drew Lock. But, we need better from that. Okay, that's my comparison. And we have to put ourselves in the minds of the young players on our team, like Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, all those guys. They're going to be coming up for contract soon. Okay, are we going to waste another year with Aaron Rodgers, who's obviously his skills are deteriorating? He can't move. He's not throwing the ball down the field. Okay. And he's been inaccurate. So are we going to waste another year of them? We already how many did we lose already? 2. This is the 3rd year we're wasting with them. We can't do that. We need to keep those guys. And if we blow another year with him, we're going to, there's no incentive. They're going to be like, oh, we'll offer him money and stuff. And they'll be like, well, I want to win. And then the future is not going to look bright. So that's my point on that.
Look, I love Aaron Rodgers. I'm just not going to double down on keeping him with the hope of, with everything better around him, it's going to be that. Like, that's not the point. He's 41 going on 42. He's only your quarterback if you're all in to try and win. The goal next year for the Jets is not going to be Super Bowl or bust like it's been the last 2 years in theory.
You know, you just described. You just described the mindset when we had Zach Wilson. Everything had to be perfect for somebody to win. You know, we can't have that. We need someone.
I want to be building towards my future and not screwing up my cap in 2026 to keep Rodgers for one extra year when he's not that much better than probably what Jameis Winston or Tyrod Taylor or Justin Fields could do over a season. It's not worth it to me.
Absolutely. That's my whole point. So, Bonesy, I love you, man, but we got to cut bait, man. We just can't afford this quarterback. We have to start building for our future to keep our young talent. That's just my point.
Now, big fella, you are a big fella, but you're also a lean fella. Like, you're not big in, you know, the fact that you're fat. You're strong and muscular.
Thanks, man.
And we know you wear a size XL, which blew the minds of Gary. What is your take on the Bobby diet and the fact that he's eating butter? And a lot of people are speculating, like Gator and Boomtown, I see in the chat, that Bobby's outrage just before you called in is related to butter consumption.
No, he could be a little hangry. I mean, if he's decreasing calories, he could definitely be a little hangry. The carnivore diet's hard to keep to if you're not like very strict with it. You know, I mean, eating meat and then eating meat again with no variation is kind of tough. You know, I just worry about Bobby with his salt intake because, you know, bacon and butter, if it's unsalted butter, it's better, but you know, bacon and meat and, you know, bringing in your salt intake, that could raise your blood pressure a lot too. And you don't want someone who's trying to lose weight to retain water. You don't want to retain water anyway, but you know, that's the one thing I worry about with Bobby's diet. I would like to see him hopefully get on a vitamin or something too, because, you know, he's not getting any vitamins from, you know, vegetables or fruit or anything like that. So that's my take on it.
What's your take on Horton saying Jay Quest needs to hump Bobby again to give him some love?
Hey man, whatever works, right?
Oh no! It's a fair point. Super chat from C. Good call, by the way, by the big fella. Rodgers has 4 games left as a Jet. Devontae will not come back without Rodgers. The focus for the rest of the year and all of next year should be get our foundational pieces to buy back into this team. Yeah, you know how you do that? Hire a real coaching staff. That's how you do that. Bang! Bang! Hire a real head coach that this team has confidence in. I know for a fact, because it's been out there for a while, Brees and Garrett don't love the offensive play calling on this team. They thought Hackett was a joke, and they're right. And this offense is stale and old. It's better with Downing. I think Downing is not incompetent, but he's not a great OC. I want a better coaching staff all around. So I agree with you, C. That's how you get your young core to believe again. More of your calls right now. Kyle Clifton is next. What's up, Kyle?
What's going on, Jake? Just walking in the door. I think that Rodgers has to learn a new offense no matter where he goes. That's my basic feeling on it. Whether it's here, and I don't really know who else is going to take him anyway. You were exactly right on your specifications for his return. Got to be a different money. He's got to be revealing that he wants to be here early. And maybe it's linked to the wideout. Maybe it's linked to Devontae. But I would much rather, all things being equal, take someone like Justin Fields on an opportunity contract where it's a little bit cheaper and have him compete with Tyrod or Jordan Travis and see where we are next year. I don't think the draft is the answer for the quarterback this year. That's my personal opinion on it. And Jameis is never going to be the answer. It's 10 years in the league now. It's killing me that people keep on bringing up his name. I don't see him even as a bridge. A backup, sure, but he's not a bridge quarterback at this point.
Well, of the guys available, though, he's a young guy that can put up numbers.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not. See, Jameis to me is not a good backup because he turns it over too much. But if like you're going to play him for like 10 games next year before a rookie's ready, in theory, like that to me is somewhat appealing because like you'll be able to put up numbers. Like he'll lose you games with his picks too, but he'll throw you a lot of touchdowns and give you a chance.
I'm coming at you from a place where I don't want to be in October and November next year and hear about the complaints about Jameis because they're going to be coming if
no matter what they do, if there's losing, there's going to be complaints.
Right. But I mean, he will be demonized real quick by the same people that wanted to bring him in. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. Besides Gary, probably.
Very good. I'll talk to you.
Kyle, I appreciate it. Good call. Ladies and gentlemen, there's some people who are just so stupid or just trolling, they're not even worth acknowledging. There's a guy in the chat. If you're watching live, you know what I'm referring to. We're not going to give him the satisfaction of sending him to the hole because that's what he wants. More of your calls. The Hamburger's next. Hey, Hamburger.
Yeah, what's up, Jake? How you guys doing?
I'm hanging in, Hamburger. I'm still recovering from Bobby lashing out at me.
Yeah, that was a rough one, man. I don't know. He tends to do that sometimes, but definitely his diet is probably a good part of it.
I think he's hangry. Yeah, I think that's part of it.
Listen, those diets, that's like a specialty diet. I don't care what Gary says. That's a specialty diet. That's for somebody that trains, that works out, that knows how to eat right, and that can cook their meals. And they're expensive diets, the carnivore diets. So, for him, better off doing a balanced diet, low carb, a little bit of exercise and walking, eat the right things, the right vegetables, take in chicken, some beef and things like that. Just eat properly, man. Portion control. That's all it is. That's all you got to do is portion control. But listen, listening to Bonesy before, he makes no sense sometimes. And I get it. He loves Aaron Rodgers. I love Aaron Rodgers too. But listen, he's not going to be able to learn a new system next year, which I'm sure you think the same thing. If he doesn't take a pay cut, it's not worth keeping him. And if he doesn't perform the way he did last week, every single week going out, we don't want him because anyone in the league can play the way that he's played this whole year. You got 20 touchdowns. We still suck. We still suck. Yeah, it's coaching, but he had part to do with it. It's not all on him. It's just the Steelers went 5-2 with what's his name? Why can't I put his name on it right now?
4-2 with Fields.
4-2 with Fields, right? That's coaching. So why couldn't he come here with a coach and do the same thing and get us maybe to a playoff? But then again, we're all projecting because none of us know what's going to happen with the franchise. Who knows what the GM is going to come in and do? Who knows if he wants to tear everything down or not and do it his way? We don't know. We don't know if Aaron's going to be here. We don't know if some of our good pieces are going to be here or if the GM keeps everybody. None of us know shit at this point. So it's just, it's fun to talk about it. It gets the weeks going, but in reality, none of us know anything. We can't predict the future. So it is what it is, but we keep riding on and we keep having the debates and breaking each other's chops. But, that's it for me today. I won't waste your time too much, but everybody enjoy your evening and get some dinner.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Hamburger checking in. I have a live report on apparently what Bobby's diet entails. There you have it. Get dining advice from Gary to eat butter, and look what happens. All right, more of your calls right now. Hit the like button if you haven't. Subscribe to the channel. Reminder, if you gift a membership, you get a raffle ticket that goes in the bucket for our next giveaway. We might have enough by tomorrow. We're at 63 plus 5 from the last show, 68. So 100 minus 68. I'm not good at math, but we're pretty close. 32 away from another giveaway, which will be the Braylon Allen jersey is the grand prize and items from the merch store. If you missed it earlier, the Lane Train, B-Mac, and Bo all won items from the merch store, and Ryad won the grand prize, the Quinn Williams jersey. More of your calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, alert.
Warning, warning, Allen alert. Shit's about to get ugly, folks. Warning, Allen alert. Hide the children.
Good afternoon, Jacoby. How are you doing, sir? Couple of comments. First of all, to the big fella, go Buckeyes. To Kyle, please take a seat. You sound out of breath. That's all I just have to say on that one. And to Bonesy, you sound like a battered wife, unwilling to get out of a really bad relationship. My advice is it's detrimental to your health to watch any more Jet games this year. Please don't watch anymore. I like Bonesy. I've never met the guy. I like the guy. Some of his takes are just laughable. The idea that he wants to bring back this quarterback, thinking this team is actually going to win next year, is ridiculous. And as far as my thoughts about our quarterback next year, a name I thought about, he's on his last year of his rookie contract. He was traded last year as a throw-in a deal. I would actually try to see what it would take to get a Sam Howell here for 1 year, just 1 year. It's his final year of his contract. He got traded last year to Seattle, but Geno seems like he's really fitting in and playing well. It doesn't seem like Howell's getting an opportunity. My advice, maybe take a chance on him just to put him in the room along with a Tyrod and maybe bring in like a second or third round quarterback in the draft. But I would take a chance on Sam Howell. He's making $1.1 million on the final year of his rookie deal. Why not take a chance? And one final comment, if the Jets happen to win next week and end up with like the 9th, 10th pick in the draft, I would rather trade back and pick up one of the 2 tight ends in the first round than reach for one of the quarterbacks. Like Tyler Warren would be such a great weapon for this offense for a new offensive scheme. He'd be so perfect. I look at our tight ends and they're just so bad. Just get me a weapon. That would be so perfect for this offense going forward.
Quick baseball news.
Sure.
Yankees just signed Max Fried to an 8-year deal. So
how much did they give him? 200?
$218 million. Baseball contracts are so insane. He's really good though.
He's really good, but he's not healthy. That's the only problem. He's a lefty, which I love, but 8 years for a pitcher at 30 years old is a little nuts.
I mean, that's the market. That's how it goes.
That's
good move. Now hopefully they could trade some of the other extra arms they have for some hitting. But anyway, a question for you, Alan. What was your reaction when BMAC was the winner of one of the giveaways?
I laughed, even though he didn't even know he won. Again, every time the Packers lose, I get joy because it makes him miserable. But in my opinion, as I said before, when Aaron goes, BMAC should follow him out the door. I've said that before. And honestly, I don't think my take is crazy because I think other people believe the same thing. I'm just the only one willing to say it out loud.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the Asmaniac Rumble.
Can I ask you a question, BMAC? Before you yell, I'm on the mood to yell.
You can get rid of me all you want to, Peanut Head.
Can I ask you a question? Why did you come on this show? Why did you come on this show initially?
Because Jake is the man.
No. Initially, you came on this show because of Aaron Rodgers. So when Aaron Rodgers goes, I think you should follow. You bring nothing to the table. You came here
watching Favre and Rodgers.
But they're both garbage. Aaron Rodgers is done. BMAC, he's done. Like you should be gone. He's done. Like you should be gone. It's over. I've never hated him anymore. I never said he's garbage. I said he's gone. He is gone. He should not be here next year. As you should not be here next year. BMAC, it's
hold on. You can't hold on, Alan.
He's gone. Alan. You're gone. And trust me, we should have a poll.
Not to come on the show. To come on the show, Alan.
Okay?
You are a
disgrace. I'm a disgrace, but you know what?
I'm not going to be a Peanut Head. I'm a Jake Asmaniac for life, Peanut Head. I'm always going to be a Jake Asmaniac for life. You're always going to see this
Go
face.
Lions, okay?
You're
is he
going to see this
I
face,
don't want to
Alan.
see that ugly face anymore.
Alan,
I'd rather watch
stop,
all
Alan.
the
You
murder
look old.
behind
You look old and tired. You look old, Alan, and tired and lazy. All right,
again,
get some
Aaron
sleep.
goes,
Get some sleep, Alan.
Okay?
Get some sleep.
You're done.
Get some
You're
rest,
done.
Alan.
I'm 50 years
Get some
old.
rest
I'm fine.
because
I'm great.
you look stressed out.
You are
You
gone.
look stressed
Please
out,
go.
Alan.
There's
All
no
right?
more Green
You
Bay
look so
quarterbacks
stressed,
coming.
Alan. All right?
First
You
Favre,
pitiful, Alan.
now
You
Aaron.
look so
You can come back.
You
from
are
zero.
pitiful.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the Asmaniac Rumble.
Oh!
Listen, buddy. Listen, pig mouth. Shut up. You got a dirty mouth.
That's not the real Dave
You got
Burger.
a dirty mouth. Keep your mouth shut. Number one, when you call people old, this is what you get. Understand?
Oh my God! Oh, wait,
You're
hold
an
on,
idiot.
hold
You
on.
don't know
This
anything
is
about
the real
football.
Dave
You never
Burger.
did.
This is the
You
real
have
Dave
no
Burger.
perspective.
Right.
Your boy
This
failed.
is
What
the
happened?
Dave Burger.
Your
Oh,
boy
all right,
failed
real
like
Dave
you were
Burger.
total
Guess
failure.
what? All right, you don't scare me.
You're
You
a
don't
bust.
frighten me. You don't
You're a
frighten
bust.
me.
You're a boss. You have nothing. Zero.
Wait, hold on.
Mr. Zero.
This is the real Dave
Mr.
Burger.
Zero. There he is. In the flesh. Mr. Zero. That's you.
I don't know, man. I'm so
You
confused.
have
I
no
don't know.
brains whatsoever.
This is really him.
You're a doofus.
Because, Gator and Jake, are y'all pranking me?
Talk, moron. Go on. What?
Oh, wait.
Number one, you have bad Wi-Fi.
So this is the real Dave Burger.
Bad Wi-Fi.
All right,
Take
well,
that hat off.
you don't scare me,
put
Dave
that
Burger.
jet set on.
Dave
Let's see
Burger,
it.
you
Come
don't
on.
scare me.
Get that cap off.
You don't scare me, Dave
Are you
Burger.
working? You want to work?
You know what? We're Dave Burger, fake Dave Burger. You don't scare me either way because I'm not going nowhere. I'm still here. You're always going to see this face, all right? I'm always going to be right into Jake, all right? I'm always going to be a Jake Asmaniac, no matter who's the Jet quarterback. No matter who's the Jet quarterback, I'm always going to be here. I'm not going nowhere. Jake's got my full support. I'm always going to be here to support all the Asmaniacs, baby, all right? Keep sending Jake their memberships because Jake deserves his money. All right? Dave Burger, Alan, JJ, Peter Castro, and all you haters out there, you know what I mean? Like trying to run me out of the show. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere.
You got a dirty mouth.
I'm not going nowhere. Fake Dave Burger or
when you call people old,
the real Dave Burger. I'm not going nowhere. Both Dave Burgers.
You're
I'm
an
not
idiot.
going
You don't know
nowhere.
anything about football. You never did. You have no perspective.
I'm the king.
Your boy failed.
I'm
What
the
happened?
king.
Your boy failed like you, a total failure. A boss.
You can mute me all you want. I'm not going nowhere. All right?
You're a boss. You have nothing. Zero. Mr. Zero. Mr. Zero. There he is.
I'm still
In the
here.
flesh. Mr. Zero. That's you.
Look at these
You have no brains
Look at
whatsoever.
these
You're
guns, baby.
you're-
Yeah, I
you're
ain't going
doofus.
nowhere, baby.
Doofus.
I ain't going nowhere, baby.
Talk more.
I ain't going nowhere. I be working out 10 times a day. Twice.
You're number one. You have bad Wi-Fi. You have bad Wi-Fi. Take that hat off. Put that jet set on. Let's see it. Come on. Get that cap off. Go to work. Are you work? You know how to work? Get that
Twice
hat
in the
off.
afternoon, baby. All right?
Doofus.
All right? F your haters.
Moron.
F your haters. All right, I'm the.
I've knocked you
Who
off
wants
one
to ask
punch,
me a
buddy.
question in
One
the chat?
punch. It's all I need.
Because-
One punch. One punch. One knocker. One punch. I bet you
Give
know
me
it's
some
flat.
time
Like
by
your brain.
myself,
Flat.
like Rob did.
Bird brain.
That's not-
Take that hat off. Take it off. Go on. Get it off. Get it. There you go.
I can't even believe it.
Thank you,
I can't
John.
even believe it.
Wow. Dave, B-Mac, let's take a breath. All right. Everyone's got to calm down. B-Mac, you got to get better internet, man. You're going to lose every argument when no one can hear you. Other than you going like this. Ugh. By the way, shout out to Don Jose Mexican Restaurant in New Jersey, where we did our meetup over the summer. Thank you to Jose for the shirt. Mexican food in New Jersey, Don Jose's. That's the place. Rex Ryan would go there. Maybe he'll eat there again if he's the Jet coach. Man, Dave Brigger bringing some passion. Thank you, Dave. Incredible. Mr. Bonesy writes in, I'll never forget this day. LOL, we're all my friends. told me they would rather have Winston, Tyrod Taylor, or Justin Fields over Rodgers. I guess I do need help. Ladies and gentlemen, what a show it's been. What a time. I don't think we missed any super chats. So I think we're caught up. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully by the end of tomorrow, we'll be set for another raffle. We're at 68 members. We need 100. And then another raffle will happen. Thank you all for the support. My name is Jake Asman. This has been the Jake Asman Show. We're back tomorrow, 10 a.m. show. And then we have our usual 4 p.m. Wednesday show with Jeff Parle. So I'm looking forward to that. Thank you to Fialkow, who came on for the film review at the top. And look, hopefully Bobby will appreciate this gesture I'm doing for him at the end of the show. If you missed it yesterday, here's Bobby's rendition of 12 Days of Christmas. Enjoy and have a good night. And God bless America. And someone, please, tell Woody Johnson how to fix the Jets.
Okay, guys, it's been a horrible season this season, and this is the season of giving, so I want to give you a nice Christmas song to you guys. Okay, here we go. On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me one new GM. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 wide receivers and a new GM. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a new GM. On the fourth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 4 champs, 3 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a new GM. On the fifth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 golden footballs, 4 New York Jet champs, 3 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a new GM. On the sixth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 6 barbecue pits, 5 golden footballs, 4 New York Jet champs, 3 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a new GM. On the seventh day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 7 pocket passes, 6 barbecue pits, 5 golden footballs, 4 New York Jet champs, 3 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a new GM. On the 8th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 8 touchdown dances, 7 pocket passes, 6 barbecue pits, 5 golden footballs, 4 New York Jet champs, 3 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a new GM. On the 9th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 9 cheerleaders, 8 touchdown dances, 7 parking passes, 6 barbecue pits, 5 golden footballs, 4 New York Jet champs, 3 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a new GM. On the 10th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 10 season tickets, 9 cheerleaders, 8 touchdown dances, 7 parking passes, 6 barbecue pits, 5 golden footballs, 4 New York Jet champs, 3 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a new GM. On the 11th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 11 Super Bowls, 10 season tickets, 9 cheerleaders, 8 touchdown dances, 7 pocket passes, 6 barbecue pits, 5 golden footballs, 4 New York Jet champs, 3 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a new GM. On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 12 new coaches, 11 Super Bowls, 10 season tickets, 9 cheerleaders, 8 touch dances, 7 pocket passes, 6 barbecue pits, 5 golden footballs, 4 jet chants, 3 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a new GM for this season. How's that, everybody?
He stinks.